Good morning, welcome to Dr. Patrick Live, and today we're going to talk about mood. As you know, people have mood that's up and people have mood that's low. So in my scientific gauge, right, we have the ups and downs of mood. So if you're at this up point and you kind of move beyond, then you have that manic or hypomanic, that aggravation or this energy that goes on for days. Sometimes you can't sleep. So that's up at this high level. And then people, they have the ups and downs. Back in the 70s, it used to be called melancholy, right? Where you're kind of down, but you're still functioning. And then when you kind of get close to the edge down here, you dip below. And that's low-level depression called dysthymia. And how you know dysthymia is that all of a sudden one day it's like you have these glasses on and everything is great, it's optimistic, you're full of energy. And then all of a sudden it's like someone switches glasses with you and you put these on and it's like, you start sighing more. You feel like your body weighs 10,000 pounds. Things are just harder. You can still function. You're still okay, but you just don't feel good. You don't feel energized. That's that low-level mood that dips down to the high end of depression called dysthymia. If you're in that dysthymic state, right, it's really hard to do things, but you still can do them. And then as you drop farther down, you get down here and things are dark and dreary and kind of overwhelming. All of us will go through mood swings in life, right? Experts believe that about a third of the United States is dealing with depression at any given time. So it's out there and it's pretty prevalent. But what do you do, especially when you start a new year, right? And you want to be optimistic and you want to move forward, you want to have all these great goals. But sometimes you look backwards and life just wasn't, what you wanted it to be. So how do you overcome this? Well, first you have to understand that when we're born, we're sort of born with this empty cup in our head. And all of life's junk goes into this cup, and if we learn to process well, then it kind of breaks down and goes away. If not, it stays in the cup, and over time the cup fills up. Once it's full, it just takes a little something to drop into the cup, and then bam, it overflows, and our mood drops. When your mood drops, your brain forces you into a state of depression. And really, it's a gift because it allows you to slow down and make some much needed changes. A lot of times we just run, especially in our culture. It's like, pull up your boots, right? Press on, suck it up, keep going. But sometimes that's the worst thing we can do. Years ago, Dr. Paul Brand, who was a medical doctor who devoted his life to fighting leprosy, wrote a book called Pain, the Gift That Nobody Wants. And in talking about that book, he was talking about how people dealing with leprosy where he worked would give anything to feel pain because the leprosy that he was dealing with, they didn't have pain receptors. So people would be walking down the road, they'd sprain their ankle and they would drive their bone into the ground. They wouldn't even know it. They'd be cooking and they would cut off a part of their finger. They wouldn't even know it. They wouldn't feel anything. And so they would give anything for pain because pain is the warning that you've gone too far, that something is wrong. When you touch a hot burner and you feel pain, right, you pull back. It's that protective thing within us. Well, emotionally, we have this pain thing, but we tend to overlook it. We start to get overwhelmed and we say, suck it up. We start to be tired, we drink more caffeine, right? We counter. Instead of listening to our bodies as it's giving us these warnings, we push against it because we want to push forward. We want to accomplish more. Well, at some point, the brain says, look, we've had enough of that, and now we're going to intervene to protect you from you. And so down goes the mood. So if you're in that place where the mood has gone down, what can you do to kind of help pull it back up? Well, you have to remember that it didn't happen overnight, and you're not going to come snap out of it overnight. So there's different things you can do. One is journaling, right? Writing and processing. Freud talked about all that stuff that gets stuck deep within us. Well, if you have stuff stuck deep within you, it's hard to move forward. So writing about it is an amazing tool that you can give yourself. Journaling, processing some of it. It's like taking a little bite day after day. Exercise is a great way to kind of burn off the negative energy and to gain some positive energy. One of the most amazing things you can do is meditate. You can get a Tibetan prayer bowl, right? And you can, or called a singing bowl, and you can make it sing, or you can gong it, right? And it makes this tone, and you can listen to the tone, and it calms your mind. Meditation allows your brain to heal and renew and restore. Go for a walk, connect with nature. Sometimes we have to go and see a psychiatrist or our primary care physician and get on an antidepressant, because what an antidepressant does is basically go into your brain and build a dam so your natural serotonin levels over a period of time start to increase. And when they start to increase, mood starts to increase and get better. So basically that cup that's so overflowing, the antidepressant gives you a bigger cup. It's not a permanent fix, but it allows you to take a breath so that you can process some of the stuff in the cup. If you find yourself overwhelmed, if you find yourself sighing, if you find yourself like just stuck, remember, you can slowly move out. There is hope. Never, ever give up. There's hope for depression. There's hope for this low mood. You can do it. Peace out. Doc.